Well, Matthew and I are back filming in the wood after a couple of months off doing other things, and it's the tail end of autumn, bit of watery sunlight coming through the trees, and since we were last here nearly all the leaves have fallen off the trees, and the big thing you notice is how much dead wood there is lying around. I'm sitting on some of it. This is a big old ash that fell off in a storm about this time last year. And even if the trees don't fall over, they have this strange tendency to drop enormous lumps of wood onto the ground at regular intervals, which looks a shame. And of course, in our mad world, mess of any sort is frowned upon. Everything has to be tidied up. But not round here. This is a nature reserve and natural processes are allowed to happen. So this ash tree here, which is pretty solid still, is going to spend the next 20 or 30 years breaking down, and the carbon in its wood tissues will go into the soil and be taken up by other plants or remain in the soil. And that's part of how the whole wood works. So in 100 years' time, a lot of the matter that's in this fallen trunk here will be in the trunks of other trees nearby. And that'll keep happening until the end of the world. But on a more practical level, there is still a time when you might want to pick a bit of dead wood up and move it around when it's lying in a path or going to get in somebody's way. So we're off to have a look to see if there is any. This is the biggest oak tree that's fallen over in the 7 years I've been the warden here. It's a really, really big tree, and it blew over just over a year ago. It hardly had any roots, so the hole in the ground is really small. It just snapped off at the base. And it's a bit of a sad sight. It's a big event for the wood. The hole in the canopy up there must be 40 metres by 10 metres roughly. And it's going to be many, many decades before that hole fills up again with leaves. But nature doesn't stop, and this tree is busy decomposing. You can see here there's a little herb Robert plant, another one there, growing on the horizontal surface. And these peck holes here are where birds have come and taken invertebrates out of the cracks in the bark. And this oak in particular is just going to be a massively useful source of wood for wood-boring beetles. And one of the best things about this wood is it's full of the kind of beetles and other insects that only exist in places that haven't been completely destroyed before. And this July I found the most exciting one this year, which is a big shimmering blue beetle called Carabus problematicus. And I was overjoyed when I saw it. I've only seen it here once before. Very fast-moving predatory beetle. And unfortunately we've only got a still photo of it, but I hope you enjoy it.